It's beer o'clock on Real Ale Craft Beer. Put the jacket back on. I did one review of the Virgin Wines box with my padded jacket off, and it's time to put it back on because it is absolutely freezing again out here this morning. Really cold. We've just done beer number 8, so we're now going to open beer number 9 from the Virgin Wines Advent Calendar. Really excited by this Advent Calendar. We'll talk about it more in a moment. 9 and 9 is 18, so we're not even halfway through yet. It's starting to look that way though, isn't it? It's starting to look a bit like it's got a lot of bullet holes in it. Right, what's this then? Adnams Southwold Dry Hop Lager, 4.2% ABV. We've had Fergus, of course. We've had Fergus, the head brewer of Adnams. We've had him on the channel. We've interviewed him during the whole situation of 2020. We used to do like an interview the brewer on a Tuesday, and we had Fergus on. Yeah, and what a lovely guy. We drank some Adnams beer. We had some fun. We chatted. We told some jokes. We drank. Just a kind of a big relaxed thing. It was pretty good. So 4.2% ABV, Adnams Dry Hop Lager, 4.2. Let's get it out into a glass and see what we get. The glass I have out is actually okay. Actually okay for a lager. I don't think it'll be totally unfiltered. I was giving it a whirl just in case. I always give my beers a bit of a whirl just in case there's any kind of sediment left in the bottom of the can. I like to get any sediment that's in a can or a bottle into my glass. Back in the day when I first started reviewing beer, there was always a sign on a bottle conditioned bottle that said, please leave the last kind of half inch of beer in the bottle as to not to kind of like haze your beer up or put all of the yeasty stuff in. And of course, as it's progressed over the years, we are now kind of actively encouraged to give the can a swirl and dump all that yeast and sediment in, because at the end of the day, gravity's everywhere. Gravity is absolutely everywhere. And if there's flavour in the bottom of that can, that's dropped to the bottom of the can, then why not swirl it up and get it in your glass? It's flavour, it's taste, it's full of vitamins anyway. 1 finger white head, good levels of slow moving carbonation. It's a straw coloured lager. I say straw coloured, it's probably slightly amber. But I do like Adnams. I'm very partial to a bottle of Adnams Broadside. Not had a Broadside in a while, to be honest with you. Reason being is that they used to stock it in Waitrose, and then our local Waitrose to us, which was about half a mile away, shut down. So my kind of like easy to get hold of Adnams Broadside suddenly disappeared from me. So I'd always have some in the fridge. But yeah, big fan of Adnams. Dry hop lager then, let's get the aroma. Smells good. It's got like a lemony, a malt backbone. Maybe some Pilsner malt. With a lemony, marmalade-y, spicy kind of aroma. Let's dive in. Cheers, everybody. Mellow. First thing to come to mind, mellow. Easy drinking, low on carbonation, mellow, smooth, kind of almost rich and creamy. easily smashable lager. Now, I'm going to say it, and I'm pretty sure Adnams won't mind. It's not a crispy lager. If you drink beer, if you drink a lot of lager, you'll understand what I mean by a crispy lager. It hasn't got the real crispy, refreshing bite, the snap of a Pilsner. You guys will kind of understand that. This is more a ale than an ale feel. An ale, if you handed me this in the pub, in a blind taste test, I would say this is a nice hoppy session IPA. It doesn't have that crispy snap of a, say like a Tipo Pils. Tipo Pils, for me, there's benchmarks. There's always beers that you kind of set as a benchmark. Tipo Pils is crispy, it's refreshing, you could drink 6 pints of it and like, it would fly down. 6 pints would fly down. For me anyway. This is more of a 1 or 2, and then maybe move on to something else from Adnams. Maybe visit Adnams' website and order this, a couple of these, and some Broadside, and some of the other stuff that they got going on. I know they do seasonal beers. This Adnams Jack brand is part of their kind of seasonal thing. But yeah, it's let's just round it all off. It's tasting more like an ale than it is a lager. Let's finish with that there. Let's move on from there. So flavours. There's a slight malty biscuitiness there. There's lemon, there's some marmalade, there's a bit of spiciness, a bit of bitterness on the back end, a bit of sweetness to begin with. It's a nice beer. It's a really nice beer. It's a really nice beer. But it's more of an ale. More of an ale. Now, moving back to virgin wines. I said I'd talk about this a little bit more. And we will do. We will talk about this a little bit more right now. I like the fact that you don't know what you're going to get. It's all blind. Everything is so blind in terms of like what style of glass you need to have in front of you. So when you open, say, door number 12, you don't know if it's going to be a lager, a stout, a porter, an IPA, a session IPA, that sort of thing. So I like the fact that I'm opening these blind. It's kind of a fun thing to do. It's a nice thing to have at Christmas time. It's a lovely countdown to Christmas, but you're getting a beer at the same time. It's really lovely. I think it's a great thing. A great thing. I didn't get it. A couple of years ago when I wasn't buying advent calendars at Christmas, I didn't get it. I didn't understand it. I was like, why are everybody buying advent calendars? Just buy the beer you like, or buy some different beers in the bottle shop. But it's fun. It's Christmas. Christmas is about fun. There's a inner kid about you when you got something like this. And yeah, it's just nice. It's just blooming nice. So I'm going to rate this beer. I think Adnams, if they wanted to kind of like, the thing is with these, I got it. I finally got it. Right. The regional breweries out there, Adnams is definitely a regional brewery, have invested over the years in great big vessels. Boiling kettles, fermenters, mash tuns, but they're massive. They're absolutely massive. And they use these tanks to produce lagers in. I think maybe in the future, of course, because we're in kind of slightly troubling times at the moment, aren't we? When there's a little bit more money about, maybe Adnams, because I've been to a couple of breweries where they've kind of heavily invested in lagering tanks. They've got like horizontal lagering tanks. I went to Moore Brewing Company in Bristol, and it's really impressive because they've gone all out. They've kind of gone, right, we're going to produce proper lagers, and they've got these kind of horizontal lagering tanks where they lager the beer. The lager means to store, so they're storing the beer, they're lagering it for that kind of correct period of time, and it makes the beer nice and crispy, and it makes it a proper lager, if you like. I think in the future maybe Adnams could possibly think about putting some lagering tanks in their brewery if they've got space, and going the whole hog, really, producing good quality German stroke Czech lagers, rather than at the moment where they're probably trying to use their ale mash tuns and their ale boiling kettles and their ale fermenters to produce lagers. It's a very difficult thing to do. But hats off to Adnams. At least they're trying. At least they're trying something a little bit different. So rating for the beer, this is more like an ale over a lager, but it's pretty tasty. But if you're a real lager head, if you're a real big lager fan, I think you might be slightly disappointed with this. I think you might be kind of thinking, you might buy the lager that you kind of like, you know, maybe your Warsteiners or something like that. But it's still good. It's still a 7 out of 10. It's a 7 out of 10 from Real Ale Craft Beer. Please put your comments in the comments box. Subscribe to our daily beer and food reviews. Give us a big fat thumbs up. Boom. Cheers.